Welcome back Formula 1 fans to another video. Here's the top 3 things we want to see in the second half of the 2021 season. Well, we're in the middle of the summer break, that time of year when the weekend rolls around and we're not quite sure what to do with ourselves because there's no Grand Prix to watch. So let's take a look at the 3 major plot points we're looking forward to when the season starts up again. Number 1. Can Lando Norris beat out Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez to finish third in the Drivers' Championship?
And another podium in Formula 1, his third in the sport.
Lando is currently just 5 points ahead of Bottas and 9 points ahead of Checo. It was to be expected that the Red Bull and Mercedes number 2 drivers would be fighting for that third place, but Lando has been something of a pleasant surprise this year in his McLaren. He's already well clear of his points tally from last year and has managed to secure 3 podiums so far this season. Up until Bottas forgot how to brake at the first corner of the Hungarian Grand Prix last time out, Lando had consistently finished in the points, the only driver on the grid to do so. And yeah, the smash-up at the Hungaroring did put an end to that impressive run, but it will be great to watch and see if he can get back in that point-scoring zone in the second half of the year.
Again, this time it's the inside at turn 6. Lando Norris has got Lewis Hamilton and he moves back up into the...
There will of course now be pressure on the Brit to try and continue his consistency, especially as McLaren are now tied with Ferrari on points in the constructors' standings. But the team are continuously making progress, and we'll be hoping they can enjoy a strong second half of the season like they did last year. Plus, when you consider that Bottas and Perez will inevitably be required to make sacrifices here and there in upcoming races to help their respective teammates in the title fight, this could be just the chance for Lando Norris to maximise his opportunities and finish the year with an amazing third place in the Drivers' Championship. 2. Can Williams capitalise on their progress in the first half of the season? Having made huge steps forward throughout the first half of 2021, culminating in Hungary in their first double points finish in 57 races, Williams will want to prove that it wasn't just luck and circumstances last time out, and keep pushing their way into the midfield. George Russell has already established himself as a strong driver, dragging the Williams car out of Q1 all but once in qualifying this year, and getting closer and closer to scoring points every race. When faced with the reality of being outscored by his teammate in Hungary, who he has outperformed in every previous race, he showed he was a true team player when he told the team to focus on Latifi and getting him home with maximum points.
If you need to compromise my race, help Nicky do it. I will box early to avoid the undercut for anyone else. Prioritise Nicky.
Latifi, meanwhile, has been saddled with the pay driver label for some time, but proved himself with an impressive steady drive to keep himself in the mix at the Hungaroring. At one point in the race he was even running in 3rd place and didn't lose his cool, though the Williams was not able to maintain the position and he ultimately finished 7th. Williams are now sitting in 8th in the Constructors' Championship, which doesn't sound like much but is such a drastic improvement over the last 2 years of F1. They aren't just outperforming the ailing Haas, they're beating the Alfa Romeos cleanly. If Russell can continue to perform well in qualifying and match that with better race pace, and if Latifi can raise his game, and if we see some more crazy races, Williams should be able to snag that 8th place, and we can all feel a bit of hope that the team are finally starting to make a comeback. 3. Max versus Lewis. Obviously, any list would be incomplete without mention of the title fight. Following an unpredictable start to the season, Hamilton now leads Verstappen by 8 points, and the stage is set for a really fascinating battle between the two drivers. Hamilton is proving himself to be just as ruthless as Verstappen, after the Silverstone clash which has divided drivers, fans, critics and armchair experts alike, and I don't expect either driver to relent in the second half of the season. It's only going to get more interesting as the uncertainty of COVID strikes for the second year in a row. Turkey, Japan, Mexico and Brazil are all races with question marks hanging over them, and a reduced calendar would have a huge impact on both teams, but especially Red Bull since Max lost his lead over Lewis going into the break. Red Bull are traditionally weaker in Italy and Russia, but Max has a huge home Grand Prix as F1 returns to the Netherlands. The Dutch GP organisers have already had to issue a call for civility from Max's fans, and we will inevitably hear more booing of Lewis that weekend. Not that the Brit seems to let that bother him. And with the final race set to be at a tweaked Abu Dhabi track, both drivers will be hoping the changes will favour their car more than the other. Meanwhile, we know Max will be looking at a grid penalty at some point in the second half of the season for a fourth power unit, and the timing of that could well prove crucial, especially if it happens at a track where it's harder to overtake. Whichever way this title battle goes, it is a fight we are loving and can't wait to see more of. If Hamilton takes the title, he sets the record as the outright greatest F1 champion ever with an 8th crown. If Verstappen wins, it'll be his first championship and he'll become F1's 4th youngest ever world champion. Either way, we'll be glued to our seats. What do you think, Formula 1 fans? Leave us your thoughts in the comments below and remember to like and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching and see you next time.